Welcome to SVGTV's news for Thursday, December the 18th, 2019. I am Bob Norther with the details. The SVG Chamber of Industry and Commerce is said to be working on a number of programs for an improved business environment in 2020 and beyond. Executive Director of the Chamber, Tony Redford, said the program includes a smooth transition at customs and the use of digital currency. He was at the time addressing a business luncheon hosted by the Chamber earlier this week at the Sunset Shores Hotel.
There have been vexing questions that members have asked about the way customs operate, the way they categorize things, the valuations that they do. So we're not pretending as if there is a smooth relationship with the business community and customs. There are also rogue business people, and the Chamber is not about defending rogue business people. Because if we are to develop a relationship that is built on trust, we cannot have a member being rogue and undermining that trust, because then it will augur very badly for the rest of our membership. So customs is an area that we're going to be working very hard, very seriously with, very diligently with.
Redford said the use of digital currency is the way to go in this technology-driven environment, and that the Chamber will be doing its part to get the business community on board.
Take on the matter of digital transactions. St. Vincent is one of the places where we're still doing a lot of cash transactions. And we have agreed that very early in the year, the Chamber, the person from the Banking Association, and in the background, the Ministry of Finance, will take on the whole question of ramping up the volume of non-cash transactions. Government has a lot of work to do in this regard because you can't pay customs with a credit card, okay? So they have to lead by example. You can't pay inland revenue, you know, with credit cards. So really, they also have to put their money.
Redford said this year, based on reports from the Ministry of Labour, there was an improvement in the relationship between employers and employees, and it is their hope this will continue into 2020 and beyond.
Act, we participated. I believe we even got the name change. Andrew, what is it called now? Employment Relationship Act. So that's an input that the Chamber spearheaded, because we felt that it's one-sided, the way it's named, the protection of employment, employers, interested up here. But it was geared towards the employee, okay? As if they were the focus, and the employer was, you know, a nuisance, okay, or a crook, you know. So we're going to continue to work closely with the Labour Department. There are a few projects that are coming on stream, government-driven projects. There are the hotels that are being built.
The Chamber is also hopeful that come 2020, it will be able to attract more members, especially from the tourism and hospitality sector. With the number of new hotel brands expected to start operations in the country, KPMG's senior partner Brian Glasgow has noted with concern the effects this shift will likely have on local hotels. Speaking at the Chamber of Commerce Business Luncheon, Glasgow urged fellow members to continue to support local.
In its tourism development, where soon we'll have a number of branded hotels on the island. And what often happens in developing countries like ours when branded hotels come in is that all of the focus switches over to them. Now, hotels like Sunset Shores have been supporting tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the last 50 years, and it's important. it's important that we acknowledge the contribution they have made to the economy over this time. And it's also important that when the brand-named hotels come in, we continue to support our indigenous boutique hotels.
With expected competition from the new hotels coming on board, some local hotels are already putting in measures in place to stay relevant. One such entity is the Sunset Shores Hotel. Its executive officer, Gayleen Collins-Crick, said they are expanding their services and room accommodation.
Renovated this wing of the hotel, and you have brand new rooms, brand new bathrooms. We've also branded 2 new restaurants. This restaurant where you're eating is called Epiphany, and downstairs is called Vitamin C. But it's not C, it's SEA. And we have 2 different cuisines. Downstairs is going to be very light, and for those who are weight conscious, you can go to Vitamin C. Vitamin C, it's culture, courtyard, and cuisine. Now we have joined with the Yulupan movement and with the Calypso Association, where we would be using Vitamin C, the restaurant downstairs, to enhance and to bring to mind and to remind us of what it's like to have good steel band music and to have good calypsos.
Plant breeding can help to create new plant varieties which is fit for a particular purpose, and the government of SVG is seeking to protect the intellectual rights of those who put in the hard work, time and research into this area. The Plant Breeders Protection Bill 2019 was adopted by Parliament today after a debate from both sides. The bill will allow for a breeder to apply for rights and sets about particular prerequisites which determine who qualifies for these rights and the scope of these rights. Minister of Agriculture Subota Caesar said the plant breeders will be making tremendous investments here in SVG, and the bill seeks to protect their rights. Minister Caesar also highlighted some of the benefits which plant breeding can have on the agriculture sector.
Have a sound investment as a plant breeder, and you will have your rights protected under the legislative framework that we are putting forward. So as an industry, it will create employment, it will protect intellectual property, and the product of plant breeders is a commodity for sale. It also protects and improves on indigenous plants. It increases productivity and production in agriculture that leads to agricultural sustainability. And it also assists, especially, Mr. Speaker, in this period of climate change, in the prevention of food shortages around the world.
Plant breeding requires investment both from the private and public sector, and Minister Caesar said discussions will take place with stakeholders and how the current infrastructure can be used to boost the capacity of local plant breeders.
You are to develop your skills as a plant breeder. And basically, there is a public sector investment and a private sector investment. In the case of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have a state-of-the-art tissue culture lab. And with a legal framework like this, we are going to have discussions with persons in the private sector as to how we can utilize the infrastructure that we have so they can improve on their skills as plant breeders. And within the Ministry of Agriculture, we have technicians who have already expressed an interest in utilizing the technology that we have to embark on plant breeding and, of course, to have their rights protected.
The minister said the agriculture sector should always be led by good science and believes the bill is a step in the right direction.
And it brings into sharp focus, Mr. Speaker, the fact that we have to always marry or quest to develop the agriculture sector with the best science. Some persons may wish to divorce agriculture, which is a science, from the deep scientific work which should be involved. And this is not only for agriculture, but also for fisheries and the other productive sectors that we are embarking as a people, as a country, to build. If you utilize varieties that are not productive, you will not get the kinds of returns on your investment that you should obtain, and it will have a negative impact on our work to transform to continue the transformation of the rural economy, national development. It would have impacts on the export figures.
In his contribution to the debate, Opposition Member of Parliament for North Leerod, Roland Pater Matthews, said the protection of local plant breeders is necessary, especially for those who will be involved in the SVG medicinal cannabis industry. Matthews said while he understands the work of plant breeders must be protected, he is particularly concerned that no mention was directly made in relation to protecting the rights of marijuana plant breeders.
The minister, in his delivery, which I think was good in terms of how he explained certain aspects of the bill, did not mention, in my opinion, what this bill is really about. Not a word, Mr. Speaker, was mentioned about the fact that we are embarking, Mr. Speaker, on a industry. Yesterday, Mr. Speaker, would make 1 year when we passed legislation in this Parliament for the legalization of marijuana cultivation for medicinal purposes. And I believe, Mr. Speaker, that this bill is coming before this House because of what we did a year ago. Because it is the only commodity right now in St. Vincent that lends itself to the sort of protection that this bill, well, there are others, but it lends itself mostly to the sort of protection that this bill intends to promote.
The bill allows for persons and companies locally, regionally, and internationally to apply for and receive rights relating to the variety of plants they develop. Matthews said while he recognizes the benefits in regard, close attention must be paid to the patents of local varieties.
There are advantages. I am concerned about the fact that it's a new thing for us, and while our local farmers are expected to benefit, I am hoping that the day will not come when we have an industry in St. Vincent flourishing for years, and we have to come back and ask for permission or buy seeds, for example, to plant whatever we are planting. Because we have it here and we should, and I'm hoping that the Ministry of Agriculture will take the opportunity to do probably a survey to find out the extent of which we have a plant, whether it's marijuana or whatever, indigenous to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, so we could get the credit. And if anyone come into St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they would not come and, because in absence of the legislation to protect the present crops that we have now, someone might come in and make application to patent that crop, Mr. Speaker, and we will have to pay to use it. So I'm hoping that we don't get to that stage.
While noting that marijuana can be propagated naturally, Matthews also expressed concern that this area was not covered in the bill.
Let us look at something hypothetically. I am planting on plot A. My neighbor is on plot B. The plot B neighbor has the patent to a particular strain and is planting it on his cultivation. And on the other hand, he's doing something different. Now, where is it in this legislation to say that if, because of an act of nature, maybe that might be the reason, or the excuse in the end, that your crop pollinate my crop, then that might be a problem, because you might say, how you grade my crop. I maybe say, no, it's not, that's no fault of mine. But is that some of the concern that I have, Mr. Speaker? I have this concern because, Mr. Speaker, I know one of the things that the Medical Cannabis Authority is doing now is to provide plots of land in the North Leeward for farmers. And I see a problem like this arising because of the close proximity in which farmers are allowed to cultivate to each other. So these are, while I said I have nothing fundamentally wrong, I think it's important that we protect our different variety and so on. But these are some concerns that I have.
At the wrap-up of today's session of Parliament, Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves and Leader of the Opposition Dr. Godwin Friday used the opportunity to wish all Vincentians and visitors a Merry Christmas and call for the spirit of love and sharing during the season.
It extends greetings, warm, loving, caring Christmas greetings to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Mr. Speaker, we know, each of us here and each of us in the country, this country, from the time we are growing up, we know that love, caring, and good neighborliness and giving joyously and receiving gratefully are all part and parcel of Christmas and the values which inform Christmas, because we commemorate the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
There goes, but I just want to extend my wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year, and to you and to my colleagues on this side of the House and to my colleagues on the other side of the House, although sometimes they may not deserve it, but and to all, Mr. Speaker, to the honours, to the clerk and all the staff of this chamber. But most importantly, Mr. Speaker, I want to send out my Christmas greetings to all the wonderful people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and my constituents in the Northern Grenadines. Have a wonderful time, and we look forward to doing the work of the people again in 2020.
The next Parliament sitting is on Friday, December the 27th from 9 a.m. Commissioner of Police Colin John has reported on a decrease in crime for 2019, which he said was a good year for the RSVG police force. In his Christmas message, Commissioner John noted that as an organization, the police force has a cause to celebrate as they receive a great deal of gifts and positive results throughout 2019. He said that crime decreased overall by 32% in 2018 and 19% in 2019. Murders decreased by 44%, with the solving rate for murders increased from 34.4% in 2018 to 52.63% in 2019. The Commissioner said this can be attributed to the hard work of the officers, the proactive policing produced by the organization, the increase in resources by the government, good friends locally, regionally and internationally, and the unwavering support and collaboration of the public. Commissioner of Police said the RSVG Police Force has been recipient of 8 SUVs and 2 motorcycles from the Republic of China on Taiwan and several fire trucks, 2 from the Consolidated Fund and 2 from foreign friends. He said there were also several success stories in sports and other entertainment activities, including a female officer placing first runner-up in the Miss SVG Beauty pageant this year. On November 25th, the organization officially launched the Police Records Management Information System, PRIMS, under the Carry Secure project. Commissioner John said there are several practical benefits that will be derived from this initiative, such as a strengthening of the local and regional response to combat transnational organized crime. Commissioner of Police used the opportunity to encourage persons to drive carefully on the roads, not to drink and drive, and to secure their homes and property. The lights at the Sion Hill intersection were turned on last evening, depicting some unique creations. Representative of the Light Up Committee, Leroy Llewellyn, said though there have been some challenges, they are consistent every year.
We are very consistent over the last 20 years. We've been here giving you the best that we can give. I just want to take this opportunity to thank Aidisha. She has been one of the persons over the last years been coming forward and giving her advice and so forth. And I've always said to her, when I step down, I think you're the person who should be taken over. So here she is tonight.
Llewellyn promises next year will be bigger and better.
Aidisha is going to walk on what went wrong this year, what could have been better, and I can assure you that next year things are going to be bigger and better. But as I said, we need the resources. This intersection is not an easy place to light. As you can see, the expanse is very large, very wide. But as I said again, the important thing is that Sign Hill has, we'll be turning on its lights in a few minutes. So ladies and gentlemen, let me wish you all the best and hope that you have a Merry Christmas and a bright and prosperous 2020.
Meanwhile, the Stubbs community continues to buzz with 9 morning activities, drawing a large crowd turnout each morning. Here is a snippet of some of the activities this morning.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hands right. Morning, morning. Morning. Like you're still sleeping?
The Virgin Mary had a baby boy. The Virgin Mary had a baby boy, and they say that his name was Jesus.
Mark. All right, you don't start. Find the cherry. 3 after 5. Find all of them. Ella, what happened in your house in your empty stuff? What now happened today? In your empty boy, so we had time to put on me Kimberly heel.
Look at this courtroom. This courtroom is poor. Poor. But nevertheless, is justice for me and my Princess Pie.